See?
True.
Yeah. Oh, it's squishy.
Nice.
Oh,
Just like a baboon's bum.
look,
Squishy.
it's going to stain. Okay, we're back. Now, we promised you wisdom, and there's nothing wiser than life hacks. From the depths of our experience and the internet, when we came up a little dry, we've got some of the best advice you'll hear from drinkers on the internet.
We're barely 80 years old combined. The depth of our experiences.
Oh, yeah, all right, yeah.
Depth of a puddle.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Now, some of these aren't for everybody, so caution is needed. The lawyers have told me to say this. And if anything goes wrong, you can't blame us. We've been drinking okay, so as if you would listen to us. Okay, so let's start with you, Dan.
Okay. Well,
What have you got?
I've got one that is a little bit long-winded, but it's something that has actually served.
Don't interrupt.
Yeah, don't interrupt. No, this has served me very well over the years since I was about 16 years old. So when I was in high school, we had a biology class. Me and my best mate at the time, Josh. You know Josh.
Josh. Good bloke.
Josh.
And
Josh, shout out.
shout out to Josh. And we had our biology teacher was also our PE teacher. He was a bit of a mad guy, like really awesome teacher, one of the boys, so to speak. But anyway, he would always tell us stories in class. So he told us this story one day that me and Josh turned into a life theory, essentially. So he told us this story where he had a friend who went to a canoe shop, a kayak shop, a massive kayak shop. With it, hear me out.
Canoe shop. No,
I
I've just
swear
never
to God,
heard anyone
yeah.
say canoe
I
shop.
swear to God, yeah, canoe shop.
Just then I thought, where do you get canoes
I
from?
told you it's
From a
long-winded.
canoe, yeah.
I told you it's
Canoe shop.
long-winded.
You've got to give us the background. We need to know
Yeah,
the
yeah,
background.
like just
Yeah,
be
okay.
patient. But hear me out, please,
Yes,
please.
okay.
Oh,
This is a
of
life
course.
hack. It served me very well. He told us this story. At the time, it was boring as, but it's like, okay, he had a friend
It is now.
that went to a canoe shop or a kayak shop, and picture a canoe shop with kayaks out the front. It's massive. It's in your face. It is. You cannot just subtly go to a canoe shop. So he pulls his four-wheel drive up. He never goes into the shop. He gets out of his car. He grabs a kayak with his brother or his son or someone, slowly just starts strapping it to the roof racks of his car, gets back in the car, looks around and drives off. Stole the kayak. But because it looked so normal, because no one expected him, because it was so in your face, he got away with it. And according to our teacher and the way he told the story, he never ever got caught. He stole this $400 kayak just in the middle of... Now, me and my friend were like, holy shit. And we turned it into this thing that we still use to this day, and we call it the Canoe Theory.
Yep.
Now, you can apply this to your life. The Canoe Theory, we have coined it, and we think, is a theory that if you are doing something that looks so obviously normal, it can't... You very rarely, if ever, will get picked up as doing the wrong thing. Now, an example of when we used that, we used it soon after that. We were 16 or 17, whatever age you are, when you've only got your L plates, learner license, you don't yet have your Ps. And we wanted to go to the bottle shop. So now we wanted to buy... I don't know if this is... Have you spoken to your lawyers about this? But we wanted to buy alcohol. We were under 18.
They'll be calling.
We were under 18, and we wanted to drive to the bottle shop because it was too far to walk, and we didn't have our license. No one was home in terms of parents. So what we did, we said, all right, me and my friend, let's use the Canoe Theory. Remember, if you do something that just looks so normal, you're not going to get caught. So we took the L plates off the vehicle of our parents' car or of our car, and we put P plates up. We thought we have to put P plates up. If we don't put P plates up, we're going to look too young to be open license drivers. So we put red P plates up. Of course, we look old enough. What's the difference between L and P? We drove to the bottle shop. I dressed up in like a button-up shirt and slacks.
Did
and my
you
friend
just
was
a little
no
paint
mustache,
a little bit of a mustache?
no
on?
mustache. Just dressed up, looking completely normal. We parked. I walked straight into the bottle shop. There you go, mate. Yeah, good, mate. Yourself. Just went straight to the fridge, grabbed a six-pack out, went straight to the counter and go, yeah, just this, thanks, mate, nothing else. Got my wallet out, almost as if I was ready to pay. Sold it to me. Now, I know you've got if you look older or under than 25, you've got to ask for ID. I probably got lucky there because normally in that situation, you would get asked for ID, and I'm not condoning any of the behaviour. But we drove there with P plates on, never got picked up. We walked into the bottle shop, just dressed up, just never looked nervous, never looked like we were worried. Walked to the fridge, and we put the thing down, and we went home. We drove home. We had a piss up that night. Now that's only one example of me and Josh using this example in our lives. Going, it's the canoe theory. You just gotta.
Do you know?
Just got to put the canoe in your car like it looks normal and drive off.
I can't believe that your hack feeds into my hack that I'd already
There you
come up
go.
with.
There you go.
Which was when
I just need to say, for legal purposes, that is completely fictitious.
Yeah.
It didn't happen, did it? No, of course you
it
didn't.
Of course
You
it
didn't
This is-
drive unlicensed
Of course
and
it
buy
didn't.
alcohol underage because...
No, this is a fictitious, fun.
When-
Oh,
Yeah,
funny
yeah.
joke, Dan.
Yeah.
Oh,
Good thing you
shit.
didn't interrupt your funny joke.
But the canoe theory is my life hack.
Look,
Yeah.
I do like the canoe theory. Maybe don't use it to commission crimes.
No.
Oh. Well,
it's
okay.
not-
So mine is not quite so controversial, but it literally combines in when my daughter was doing legal studies at school and she needed to have some advice and assistance with her legal studies homework. And thank God, 25 years ago, I also did legal studies, finished with a B at the end of grade 12, which was,
Nice.
I
Well
know,
done.
right?
Hey,
yeah.
cheers.
So
done.
I was going to
Cheers.
help her. Cheers. Oh, cheers to that. Yeah. And so she's like, Mum, I needed some advice for my legal studies. And my advice for her at the time was, it's not illegal unless you get caught.
Well, that's the
Yeah,
canoe theory.
words-
That's essentially the canoe
Words
theory.
to live by. It's Schrodinger's legalities.
That is essentially the canoe theory paired with
Can I,
correct.
just a quick time out. This is life hacks, not a confession box.
No, but that is a life hack.
Yeah.
If you can if you can do like minor things like that and not
Doesn't
get
have to be
caught-
illegal stuff.
No,
It can just be
exactly. And-
anything.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
even
Fake it till you make it.
even
That
as
is
a
literally
17-year-old like that's nearly 18 and just going to buy a six-pack, that's not like going to change the world. That's not some massive crime. So it is a life
and
hack.
it's not
but-
illegal unless you get caught.
Yeah.
You heard it here.
and there you go.
Synergy.
There you go.
Yeah.
Love it, Beck.
Yeah, yeah.
No,
yeah.
no.
Cheers. Cheers.
But
Look,
you
I
asked
do-
for life hacks, son,
Yeah.
and that
Oh,
is
look.
a life
And I
hack.
have to say, to bottle shop owners, I still get asked for ID, and every time I
And-
do,
and so do I.
really appreciate it.
They're
Yeah.
being polite.
Yeah.
They're being polite.
And I
know.
must say, I always get asked for ID and have in that period of time. I got lucky on that particular night. However,
You don't get asked for ID now.
no, seriously,
Really?
Yeah.
So I'm not
Sydney
saying
was-
Just
bottle
because
shop.
you're
I'm not saying you won't get asked for
Much
ID, and
older.
I'm not condoning any of that behaviour whatsoever. It's
no.
obviously very inappropriate behaviour, but it just feeds that theory of this bloke that drove up to a canoe shop,
does not
Yeah.
Put a
Oh,
canoe-
no, I'll put that on.
put a canoe on his full drive, and drove off and never got caught. Now, again, I'm not condoning that. Either.
I do love it. No, I do love it. And,
Right.
and I'll tell you why. First off, Hamish and Andy did a thing. They said, if you've got a ladder,
Here we go.
you can get in anywhere
Here
you
we
want.
go.
Yeah.
That's
And they
the
did
canoe
it.
theory.
The canoe theory.
Because
And
they
they
looked
did it.
what they were dressed up as, like workmen or something like
No,
that.
they just had a
They
ladder.
just had a ladder.
They had a ladder. Who brings a ladder
Okay,
anywhere?
that is.
It's hard though
that's
to
the canoe
buy
theory.
drinks at the pub. At the bottle shop with a ladder though.
It
When you-
doesn't
no.
have to be for
top
buying.
shelf. Oh, top shelf.
It doesn't have to be for buying drinks though. The canoe theory can be for
Yeah,
anything.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
get that. I
Yeah,
get that.
yeah.
And that's exactly.
No,
So-
it's bottle shop. Ladder, yeah, no, I just got to
Oh
fix
yeah, I
it.
guess if
Just
you're a
go
trainee,
18.
you're definitely over 18.
Hey,
Yeah.
well, I mean, I got a couple of beers, I get a discount, yeah?
Yeah, because the guy that works
Yeah.
behind the counter is not the owner. He's
You
just
don't
some
care.
he's just some young bloke earning money. So you go, the
Yeah,
owners just have me looking at the the panel and something. They'll be like, oh yeah, ain't no worries. Yeah, you
But you
could.
know, after this, the person behind it is going to be like, oh, canoe theory.
No,
Yeah,
well,
yeah,
I actually
yeah.
have a real world example of that where someone used it to commit a crime.
Okay, well,
Not like Dan did, that was completely made up.
Yeah.
Dan's story,
yes, fake.
completely made up lawyers. So I worked at Franklin's,
Oh,
and
that's
before,
still around. Oh, it was.
before they went bust because of a number
Before
of
light
reasons.
bulbs were invented as well.
A lot of mismanagement. yeah, well, my payslip was written in stone.
in pounds.
Yeah.
No, it was cash in an envelope.
Yeah,
Let's be
yeah,
honest.
No,
Yeah.
I got paid in salt.
Oh,
Yeah.
of course,
Yeah.
of course.
So one day this guy turned up and
Sorry about salt, but
he
anyway.
said, "Hey mate, I'm here to pick up the cleaning equipment for the cleaning company." And I'm like, "Mate, are you for real? Or like, do you work for them?" And he goes, "Yeah." And he pointed to his shirt, and I went, "Oh, okay." And he goes, "I just need to pick up the polisher and the washer
Yep,
thing."
makes sense, right?
And I went, "Okay." Like I did my job. I checked.
Canoe theory.
Turns out he went to 13 Franklin's that night.
Yep.
He was a disgruntled ex-employee, stole all their shit,
Oh my gosh, this
like
is amazing.
hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of stuff, and they
This is petty stuff. This
I know.
Is, this is
And
fabulous.
I thought when I found out about it, I'd obviously shit my pants. That's a medical condition. It's a long story. And I'm like, but I checked, and the guy had the uniform. They went, yeah, disgruntled employee.
That is
Stole all that stuff.
Same as the guy who put the needles in the strawberries, you know?
that is the
Like,
canoe theory.
I mean, I did ask him about the canoe he had with him.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what do you got a canoe? He's like,
And the six
unrelated.
pack, and he was obviously 16.
Six pack.
okay,
He
yeah.
was. He looked like he worked out.
I got another brief story about that canoe theory that sort of plays on the latter thing. When I was like, I don't know, mid-20s, we used to go to those festivals like Splendor in the Grass. Remember those ones? So I was there
That's
with,
too well for that.
there with a group of mates, and one of my mates thought it would be funny. He worked as a tradesman, so he brought with him like an orange tradesman's outfit, and we're like, what the hell have you got that for? He goes, I just want to try something just for fun. So within Splendor in the Grass, the festival, they've got set up tents that are like nightclubs, and the tents have security at the front, and you still have to check ID and things like that. It's like a mini little city. Anyway, there's a queue to get in these tents. And so he grabs a wheelie bin with it, and he's fully kitted out, and we're sort of following him. People are filming, and we're just full on back. And he just walks through the crowd. Excuse me, guys. We just got to replace the bin. Excuse me, guys. Walks to the front, gets to the front, goes to the security. Hey, I just got to replace the bin at the front. He goes, yeah, mate, come on through. Walks through the crowd. We all go with him. He goes through the crowd.
This is brilliant.
This is a true story. There's probably footage somewhere.
No,
of it.
it's
There were
a-
police. There were police. A Queensland Police Service, uniformed police inside the venue. He literally walked past him, gets to them, goes, "Hey mate, just got to change the." He goes, "Oh yep, sorry." The police start making a crowd for him, making a gap for him. He walks up. He puts a random bin there. He doesn't change anything. He doesn't do anything wrong. But he just goes, "See how fun was that?" And we're just laughing our heads off. And then we just dance. All it did was we skipped the queue. That's the only thing we did wrong. But
Where did he get the
No,
bin?
there's no legal. That's not a legal issue.
in the festival grounds, there's
found the
bins
bin.
everywhere.
And
Bins
did they need a bin in there anyway?
They didn't. There are bins inside, but they didn't need one. He wasn't working for them. He just
But like, you can't have too many bins.
Exactly. That's
Oh
why-
yeah, it probably
yeah.
helped. But
Yeah.
the fact that
Nice.
that is the canoe theory in motion.
That is a way better story than committing crimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe
You should
I should have
start-
used that
yeah,
one.
yeah,
I should have.
yeah,
I should have. Sorry.
But it wouldn't make sense.
No,
Well,
no.
why is it called the canoe theory?
Yeah.
If
But that
it
was
has nothing to
much
do with
later in
canoes.
our, and that was the canoe theory again, just to have a bit of fun.
I do like the canoe theory. So, canoe theory is excellent. Please don't use it to break the
No,
law.
no, don't
use
break
it
the
to
law.
jump a queue, give somebody an extra bin.
Yep.
Yeah.
Have some fun,
Yeah.
or get ahead. Like
Or-
legally, if you
yeah.
need to get ahead
Yeah.
in life in some way,
Yep.
just sort of not pretend, but just look like you know what you're doing. Be confident and.
It's
and,
a fake
and
it till you make it. It's
It is
literally.
fake it. It's kind of fake it till you
that's
make it,
what
but
is.
you'll
Just
often
strut.
you'll often get away with certain things that like breaking a
love it.
queue or
Especially
whatever it
women
might be.
in the workplace trying to push through the glass ceiling. Fake it till you make it.
Yeah, but they don't need to fake it because they are good enough.
Yes.
Of course they are.
Way to go, sister.
Thank you. Thank you.
Wait, sip. You got to sip.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, shit, that's right.
Yeah. Well, look,
Absolutely.
my life hack sounds pretty shit in compared to all of those.
Yeah.
No, let's hear it.
Mine is tried and tested.
So it's a life hack. Yeah.
It is a life hack. It is a life hack. It will get you very far into life. Everybody has inappropriate conversations in the workplace. You know, you have those people, you can just tell them anything. You can tell them you once bought
Private
underage
conversation, I think.
booze by pretending you had a canoe. You know, that sort of stuff.
Yep.
You're always gibbering away in the office, and then invariably someone goes, "Boh-ho-ho," and calls attention to them. Someone will come over and go, "Hey guys, what are you talking about?"
And they're not privy to the conversation.
And it's the sort of person you can't tell them what you spoke about because obviously,
HR getting
You
involved.
Yeah. Got
so
it. Got it.
This is pretty simple. All you've got to do is point to the person you're talking to and go, "Ah, she farted."
She. Yeah, actually,
Do you
that's
only
true.
She
Do you
or
only ever talk
he,
to women at
she
work?
or he. Bit of a ladies' man.
Why are we never represented in these conversations? Men, oh, it's so hard.
Well, I was trying to be inclusive.
Just kidding.
Or
just
you
kidding.
say,
But you have to be
he
specific.
farted.
But it works better, I think, if you're also specific about it. He's like, oh, she farted and it was really eggy. You know?
Yes, exactly.
You've got to go to detail to make it seem
like
legit.
it's the shock. Somebody's like, something's going on here, and then they hear farted, and they just go,
fuck
okay,
it,
I'm
that's
out.
always
It's,
fun.
a, it's a double whammy. On one hand, they're not going to be interested, they're going to leave. On the other hand, they're never, ever going to say, or I'm suspicious that might be a lie, they're going to be like, yeah, that's
Yep.
Yeah,
okay.
that's true.
And
That's true.
so they're never going to be.
But the
suspicious of
trick
what you're talking
is,
It's a
the trick
victimless
is
crime.
Yep.
the person you blame can't know you're going to blame them.
Yeah.
Because straight away they look guilty. They're just like, oh, what?
Yeah.
It sells it.
Yeah, and they'll be like,
Sells
see,
it.
sorry, I had
Yeah,
to
yeah.
say it,
Yeah, it's always a she, isn't it? We problem is, so in the workplace, we actually hold it in so much that we
Yeah.
get into the car at the end of the
Be
day.
good if you
So,
held it
okay,
in
you know
now,
what?
Beck,
Yeah.
like fair income.
No, so I don't think she works because she's hold it in.
She,
You get into the car at the end of
he,
the day, you put
they-
the seatbelt's on your stomach, you're like, oh yeah, it's on, baby.
Yeah.
And the windows stay up because, oh well, that's just my own.
Do you remember?
But if it was a woman, more why you'd be laughing. You'd be like,
Oh,
you get
yes.
fine. You never
Oh,
fine.
Yeah,
yeah. You've been holding it in for the last
Yeah.
20...
30 years.
Yeah, exactly.
Just a complete,
Yes.
just a complete side note.
Yes.
You know the early days of a relationship where you don't fart in front of somebody,
Yeah.
and then
Very
you go,
early days.
okay, see you later, and you get in the car and just light it up. Yep. Yeah.
100%.
Yep.
Yeah, that's great. I remember my little
You know what?
arena.
We should try to encourage people to fart from the word go.
No. I read an article about a lady who had a sinus infection for 7 years because her partner farted. Like she did describe it. It was pretty rough, and she got E. coli in her sinus.
Let's not get too.
I feel like,
No, that's a.
He
that's
struck
a,
mud.
That's a.
No, he pushed a bit too hard. Like,
but even
he showed
that,
off.
E. coli.
It's poop. It's poop bacteria.
E. coli
Yeah,
is a
true,
bacteria
true,
in the
but
gut.
still,
But that's an
afar.
anomaly, I think.
Yeah, I think that's
So
it.
you know when you go,
That article's not a literature
She-
review. Where it
Just
goes,
like,
this
just
will
like your
happen.
story was not an actually real
Yeah, yeah.
story that you
Correct.
told.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
just, you
all
know.
made up.
Joke,
Yeah,
you mean, not even
it was
story.
an anecdote, if you will.
Yes.
But
yes.
but
yeah.
no, like if it's just air, it's just air. But sometimes when it's stinky, it's aerosolized shit.
Oh, I wonder what the E. coli strain smells like. If it's like if
Not
it's
good. Not
oh.
good.
If it's your own,
if-
do you get infected by your own E. coli then? Like you're like, oh,
Let's say it's better out than in, but it should stay in.
Yeah, there is.
no, it shouldn't stay in because
There
you'll
is a
explode.
There is a gastro infection that you can get. That's I wouldn't say common, but happens a lot when you're in hospital. Not common at all.
Thank
It's
you,
not common. Hardly ever happens.
called
It's made up.
doctor.
It's called C. diff, so it's a different type of bacteria. But the E. coli is in your gut already, so you can't be infected by that in your gut, but you can be infected by E. coli somewhere else in your body. But there's C. diff, and I can't remember what the scientific name is. Like
You should know that, Dr.
something
Dan.
differential. It's a bacteria that can affect the gastrointestinal tract, and when patients or when people get this, they have wild diarrhea that has a very, very, very distinct and disgusting smell. So to answer your question, yes and no. No, it's not the E. coli, but yes, it smells a lot when you are having an infection from
Can I ask?
your.
Sorry.
Oh, is that too much detail?
No, I have a quick follow-up
Oh
question.
yeah, go on.
You've said the diarrhea smells disgusting.
No,
Have
this,
you ever smelled diarrhea and gone,
Regular-
ooh, that's a pretty
No,
good
but-
brand.
Like your own is good.
but I also use
everyone
the-
likes their own brand.
Everyone likes.
I
their
also
own
said the
brand.
word distinct. So normal diarrhea, sure, stinks.
It's like the old people smell, right? There's a specific smell.
There's a
That's old
very
people
specific smell
Yeah.
for C. diff, which is considerably worse than regular diarrhea, and I'm telling you, it is.
Worse.
I'm telling you, and it's very distinct. Yeah, yeah.
So
Anyway,
if there's
and
anyone
they-
making
they-
fart spray out there, C. diff, get on it.
Yeah. But overall, it's recommended if you need a fart, you should fart. Yeah, that's the overall recommendation.
Yeah, but like not if you're in a brand new relationship.
Yeah, that's politically speaking though, but medically speaking, you should.
Oh,
So, do you think it correlates? So, you start to fart in relationships when you start to grow out your natural hair. You know, it's like, is that like, where is that on the?
Well, I don't know. I feel like the early stages of like falling in love,
You
like
don't want fart.
physiologically, it's a hard word to say, creates wind.
Yeah.
Because I know in the very early
it's
stages of
nervousness.
relationships,
It's
all
nervousness.
I want to do is rip one off.
Nervousness, yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Okay. Yeah.
Maybe bums are assholes. They're like, oh, you obviously can't fart here. Here we go.
Yeah.
Anyway, that
Okay.
took a turn.
Oh yeah.
That took a turn. I'm pretty much going to cut out the last
Yeah.
No, I
7
feel like it was
Yeah,
a
yeah.
learning
Yeah.
experience.
Yeah. Okay, so after a very obvious cut in the video, that was our life hacks. If you've got any more life hacks you want to share with us, please let us know. Shoot us a message. If you're local, maybe we'll bring you down. If it's anything that even smells like illegality, we'll probably pretend you didn't message us.
Yeah, that
But-
segment really should have started with something like, after a long cut in our video, that was petty peeves.
Yeah. We're going to have a dude in a suit here at all times just going, no.
Yeah.
Oh, how did you go?
No.
Sorry, we're having a competition on the levels.
I don't feel like
No, that wasn't that good.
No,
It was.
no.
We need to set that up where we can all see
Yeah,
it.
I'll
This
put
is
that
not
in my
fair.
chest.
This
Oh, I
is
can
not
see
fair.
it very well good from my view here
Well,
because I've got a long neck. No,
Maybe-
I'm
do
in
we
the
have
right
do we have
angle.
some phone books? Are they still a thing?
No, we're going to do a different segment.
Okay, different story.
Measure the burps.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
we need some phone
Yeah.
books to put the whatever.
No,
that
I'll
thing's
do that
called on.
soon. I'll get a camera on it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I got it covered. Anyway, that was our life hacks. Some of those are probably skirting the edge of the law. But if you have any that you want to share with us, please let us know. Maybe we'll get you on the phone. Maybe we'll get you here if you're local. So you can share them with the world. Please check them with your legal department first.
No, if it's a life hack, tell us.
Yeah, and maybe don't follow our advice because we don't know what we're talking about. But that's it. Life hacks. Good on you. Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers.
Nice. Life hack, good on you.
South. Very quickly south.
No, not too bad.
I'm doing this, so, so I don't have to jump on and dislodge everything, but it gets my arms warm. I think that this is. Oh my gosh. Oh,
Yeah.
oh no, I'm not freezing. I'm just doing this, while we're off. This still look at this.
Life hack.
I like that.